Craig, a few noticeable absentees out there. How likely are Maynard, Mycheck, Canterbury and Legoe this week?
They all won't play. Somewhat deliberate for most of them. Checker's got a bit of an abdominal strain, which would keep him out, hopefully only for 1 week, but we'll see how that goes. And then the other three will be managed. And we planned this, to be honest, a long time ago. We saw the draw when it came out, and we thought, all right, let's be strategic in this, and those three won't play.
Just those four?
Yeah, those four at this stage, yeah.
Braden, I think, was at scans yesterday.
Yeah. He's had something ongoing for the whole season, and we've been managing him through that. And then we saw this opportunity a long way out. Funnily enough, we're sort of umming and ahhing whether we rest him last week and then play him this week. He was sort of a bit better last week, so it worked out well.
Do you have a timeline on him at all?
No, he'll just be managed this week. Yeah, he could arguably play, but we're going to be setting himself back further and further if we keep pushing this. Yeah.
Looks like Charlie Westcott through the session out there. Is he going to make his debut?
Not sure about Charlie. He's definitely in the mix. We'll take him to Perth. For as long as I've been a coach, way back in the day, developing the same is setting people up to be successful has always been my philosophy. And he hasn't trained over the weekend. We managed him for this game potentially, and then he hasn't trained, but he trained today well. So it's just been an and ahhing. Is he going to be at 100% to show what he's got at an 18-year-old in AFL footy for the first time? We'll ask the question.
Is it it's a foot issue for him?
Yeah, mate, it's minor. Yeah.
And if he were to play, what can you sort of expect from him?
Yeah, Charlie's 18-year-old big lad. I reckon it's the old-fashioned full forward, like Alan Jakovic, just big barrel chested coming out and taking contested marks. He's been averaging 4 goals at VFL for most weeks, and he's got sticky hands. And we're excited for what he can be. Again, he's 18, and most key forwards don't come good until probably the mid-20s, but we're excited for what he can be.
Jordan, is it just 1 week, or do you think you're going to need longer? You talk so much about how you manage him this year.
No, Geordie will just be managed this game. We're sort of like one step forward, one step back with Geordie at the moment. We'd like to be going a bit faster than what we are with him, but we've got to play the long game. And we have patience. Maybe asking our Collingwood faithful to have a bit of patience, because the plan is to get him going in the coming weeks, and this is part of that.
Has there been any?
No, groins are fine. No, groins are fine. He's sort of managing loads and sort of like how much can he do around playing and then training, and he's literally only just started to get consistency with training and playing in the same week, which is hard to do at this level.
So that gets back to pre-season basically.
Yeah, he missed a big chunk of it, and I reckon you go around the competition now, and most that missed the pre-season will be chasing their tail a bit, and we're deliberate in saying we're not going to chase the tail. We're going to just add his layers and add training loads where we can, and this week 5 days just doesn't allow that.
There was just no temptation to hook him at all in terms of, sometimes you talk about mini pre-seasons. He doesn't look like he has that explosiveness that you guys benefit from.
See, what this allows for him not to play is to train really hard in the next few days. And so we'll bank some load in that, and then without the combative nature of a game, and then ideally he's in better shape for next week.
Without you sort of having that explosiveness and maybe that fitness pop, do you look to maybe when he comes back in the side playing more forward? He's popped up on the forward line a little bit.
This is the challenging thing, because we want to get him to be at his best, and then so we're sort of putting him into roles that allow him to ideally display his talents, like he's a contested mark, and playing a bit deeper forward is a strength, but also we want him around the ball. So we're working towards the best balance.
Just on Freo, taking them on, you see the pressure that's building around them. Do you consider their start?
Yeah. Well, when you travel away, there's a noise, a different noise when the opposition kick a goal, and that's real. The MCG is quite loud at 82,000 when we kick a goal, but you've got to accept that that's going to be a bit different. I showed some footage today of what they did at training, and I showed the press conference from J-Lo. Apparently we call him J-Lo. He used to coach here, but hey J-Lo, I'm John. We showed his press conference and their training, and we're well aware we're hopping on a plane. We know what's coming.
So he showed his press conference to the players?
Yep, to the players, and also footage of training of them doing some competitive training, which we funnily enough do it every week.
What specifically in that presser did you point out to them about?
Just the things that he said that was lacking. So if it's lacking, you'd expect it to be there, or you'd want it to be. So we're not going to shy away from what's coming. The same last week with the Cats. Chris said it was the worst game he's ever been part of, and you'd expect some form of response, and they gave us one. But reality is the game is the game every week. You've got to compete in the game, and fundamental parts of the game is competing.
Was that their training yesterday?
Yeah, they did some competitive work that which made the news. So maybe put some of our competitive work on the news and show we've done some too.
You played up the one that got away over there last year. You went over and came so close to coming back with a win.
Yeah, we've been working on giving our ball back to the umpire all week, and no, I'm sure that'll make the news. But no, we move on. No, we're a different team. I keep saying that we go over there really full of confidence that we didn't get the result against the Cats, but the process right now we're doing a lot right, and we'll go over with a lot of confidence.
What did you learn from the Saints last week? It was pretty comprehensive that way. They were able to shut them down. But
Yeah.
particularly through the midfield, I think Sarong had 15 touches, Brayshaw 18.
Yeah, it was a really it was a dogged game, wasn't it? It was sort of really defences won, flooding back and outnumbering, which makes it hard to score for both teams. We play a slightly different brand to that, but defensively you've got to be on against Freo. They can be really damaging with the ball in hand, and their clearance and contest has been their strength. So, like he's saying, you'd expect a spike in that area.
Anyone you're getting back? Like we talked about 14 losing.
Yeah, we managed our emergencies at VFL. So Oleg Markov is fresh, and so is I can't remember the other emergencies though. Ed Allen, go back to Perth. Ed will play against Freo over there at the hometown opportunity for him. He played his first game there last year, and Lockie Sullivan's the other one. So we managed those guys deliberately with Howie as well. So we've got 4 guys that we know are fresh and ready to go.
And just Pendles, just to freshen up.
Yeah. Well, I spoke to Pendles early in the year about when we were thinking of resting him or playing him as sub, and this was part of the discussion. We openly spoke about this, and he thought this was the best time to recover and look after his body, and he'll be back next week.
What's the overall mindset when you have resting like this one with big names? Does it mean you're perhaps opening up the possibility for a loss?
Oh.
Does it matter as much?
Well, I think we're process driven. So wait till you see our team. If you think we're going over with 4 less, well, I hope they think that. We're taking 23, not 18 or 19. We've got some really quality players that have come in. We've got great role players. We've got great belief in our system. There's things that Pendles does that others can't do, but there's things that Lockie Sullivan does that no one else in our team is doing right now. And Ed Allen he's our hardest runner in our whole squad. So on a 5-day break, bringing the hardest runner in your team in, it's exciting. And same with Oleg Markov, and then Howie's experienced too. So we're not going over with any intention to go over without any players, enough players to play.
The AFL refused to comment on the few late umpiring decisions from Saturday night with the Bobby Chase and tackle in the park fiasco, if you will. Did the club seek any clarification from them on that?
Actually, we only sorted out clarification around Sean Manno leading with his head into Braden Maynard. I just thought that was something worth following up, because we're all here. The whole game wants to protect the head right now. I think it's something you don't want to have a player leading with his head to force contact. So we just asked around that free kick. That's the only one we looked at.
Just on Brady Marchek, was he playing through that abdominal injury when he produced that last quarter?
Yeah, quite remarkable, isn't it? Like, he's kicked 4 goals, 3 with an abdominal strain, and he quite often plays injured checkers, and he doesn't tell us about it. You're okay? No, I've had this for a couple of weeks. Oh, come on, mate, tell us. He fights through a lot of things. So, we looked at this game for him probably about a month ago, but just funnily enough, he turns out he's injured as well at the same time.
How will the club celebrate Mother's Day this year? You've done pretty well in the past. Anything on the cards this year?
Yeah. Well, most of the mothers that aren't travelling got a bunch of flowers yesterday, which is cool. We love our mums, and then the Perth mums will be on the Guard of Honour, and then normally we do something inside, but we don't get to do that. So we'll get home for Mother's Day, and we'll be able to give our mum a big hug and tell them how much we love them and appreciate them.